is a tool. And, it's a tool for learning, and it's also a tool to like keep you motivated. And so like
Right.
how does that factor into your work with Allegra? And I'll let you go into more about Allegra Music Academy.
So the like I mentioned, one of the most important things is playing as a musician is playing with other musicians.
Mm,
That's the key, and it's overlooked a lot in music education. It's when we take music lessons. I mean, even in band class, they focus. There's a focus on blending but there's not necessarily I mean, at least for me in high school, I played saxophone in high school. There wasn't an encouragement to like, oh, go sit with another sax player or sit with a trumpet player and try to see if y'all can come up with something together and play off and just figure something out and enjoy the music in the music being played between the two of you or anything like that. So the importance of playing with other musicians is so important, because that's what the music industry, that's one of the gems of the music industry is bands, touring,
yeah.
performance with other people. um, and and it it's not always innate. You really have to play with other people to be able, and it furthers your abilities.
Mm,
You can, I mean, I learn like, you know I may learn two things that I'm like, I'll be working on something and for a week, and I'll learn, maybe like one technique and one song.
okay.
But like in like 2 weeks of playing with, say I find a guitar player that's well versed in bebop, I can sit and play with that guitar player back and forth, and you're automatically just going to pick up,
Mm,
not be able to do everything they do, but you're going to start picking up things from that person that you're playing with.
yeah.
And it's so valuable, and it's like this rise to the occasion. You find someone who's a step up, and you rise to that, you know and there's so many ways to learn and be, inspired. I mean, the inspiration part from it, because the you're playing with a drum, you're playing guitar with a drummer, and the drummer's playing something, and you're like, oh, that feels cool. Well, let's try this. And then you're trying something else. Then you're writing and creating. So
Yeah.
there's so much to be learned from that group musical interaction. Um, so we realized that there wasn't any type of, you know, proper contemporary music education thing out here. It's kind of the same deal. You know,
Where is
you
out here?
Berkeley's folk in California, Los
Okay.
Angeles.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and it's kind of the thing with Berkeley. Berkeley is they do everything. They do, but it's contemporary. It started with jazz,
Mm,
versus when most music education is classical or orchestral, you know. So we kind of were like, well, maybe we can try to start teaching lessons out here, um, to kind of bring that contemporary kind of, modern styles of music and performing together, and let kids access that so they can play with each other, get some bands out, go to the schools and, get them involved, and so that they have another outlet where they can play and really bring the fun back to the music education. Um, so we were gonna, just start doing lessons. And long story short, we found a music academy here, uh, and the previous owner had gone to Berkeley.
hmm.
Uh, so, and was looking to pass on the academy. So we took over the music academy, and it's called Allegra Music Academy in Tarzana here in suburb of LA. And we basically kind of just did a revamped curriculum that kind of just is pretty much, it's tailored to all the students. because some of the students are young, so you're not going to take a 4-year-old that's just starting out and throw them in a band.
No, of course.
um, but there are kids that are middle school or high school that really you know have a concept, a strong understanding of groove, and show signs of like really wanting to perform and play. So then we get them playing together, and it's been awesome.
That's really dope, man. And I
Yeah.
I appreciate it because you've been able to experience it on multiple levels, right? Like you were getting the lesson. You were having these experiences of playing with people. You saw how that was able to push your learning to the point where you were able to get the gig. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the gig was. But I think it's really important, and especially in art, to not only get the gig, but it's when you start creating the opportunity for others in their expression that you like truly push the art form forward and consequently the culture,
Right.
you know? So how can people support what you're doing? And I put the website below. If you see it down here, it's allegramusicacademy.com. Go to that website. If you're in the LA area, and you've got someone who may be interested in learning an instrument, and you guys do all instruments.
Yes, we do everything except the accordion. That's the only instrument that we don't
Okay.
teach right now.
Listen, if you got somebody who wants accordion, just introduce an accordion teacher to, or drop the accordion person in the chat. Somebody who you want to play
There
like,
you go.
reach out to them, and eventually you'll have an
There you
accordion
go.
teacher at Allegra Music Academy. How are you guys working
At Allegra. There
through
you
the
go.
through the pandemic? Are you guys able to
So we took over March 1st
Oh, wow.
and went into lockdown March 14th. So we shut down and went completely to virtual. And then we opened back up in May, June. So
Okay,
we're pretty much doing one family in at a time.
okay. Do you still have
So
virtual
it's
component?
super safe. Yeah, we do. We also do virtual, and then we also do in home. So we'll travel to people's homes and do lessons at their home because it's and we do masks and we pretty much I mean multiple times throughout the day, Lysol and wipe down door handles, and you know
So you following all the
we
COVID
have
protocols.
six.
Y'all don't believe this is fake, right?
Yes. No, it is real. Also, I actually have one of my students is a surgeon, orthopedic surgeon, and his wife is a frontline healthcare worker. She's a nurse.
Wow. God bless them.
So we are definitely, and he feels comfortable enough, and he's notices how we take care of everything, and we we kind of take a lot of time into putting the schedule where it's set so that people are, we don't have
That's
10
cool.
people in at a time. We don't even have really 5 people in at a time,
That's cool.
so we try
So
to keep it to a minimum and comply.
so if you're in the LA area, definitely reach out, Allegra Music Academy. And because they still have a virtual component, you can get lessons from anywhere on this God's
Yeah,
green earth, or the parts that aren't green.
anywhere. Yeah,
um, is there,
yeah,
so, tell me about more. I know you were talking about ways to support the academy. I know you were telling me something about you guys trying to raise funds to maybe even where people could sponsor students to have lessons. Can you tell me more about that?
yeah. So yeah, definitely. So at the end of December, we actually launched a nonprofit foundation called the Go Further Music Foundation. And yeah, there's the website, gofurthermusicfoundation.org. I've always wanted to do that myself. And it's it's kind of been a vision along. It's different. It's separate from the academy.
Okay.
We it basically the our goal for the foundation is to really ensure that kids who want access to music education can get it,
Mm,
whether the issue be funds or any type of other issue. We wanted them to have access to a solid music education if they want.
Yeah.
So right now it's based here in Los Angeles. Um, so we're kind of starting with our community to find kids here. Um, so basically, the way it works is we take accept donations. We're partnering with a couple of different companies, which we'll be posting about that soon.
Okay.
So we sponsor kids and we provide 2 to 3 months of music lessons for kids. Um, so it's a great thing. We're so excited. If you know a kid from ages 8 to 18 who would like a music education or would like to be considered for the scholarship, you can send the application on our website. There's a form. You can fill it out. If you have instruments, we accept instruments donations for the kids because we also look to provide instruments as well.
Mhm.
Um, and then we're also looking for to we're going to have some raffles and a golf tournament in June and some other things, to open it up for other people to be a part.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Like I'm really
Yeah.
proud of what you're doing, man. I really am. It's just good to see you go from just have all these transitional phases and yeah, man.